People have a limited concept of leadership, and I'm here to talk about meta leadership and a different dimension of leadership, what leadership actually means, and how to tap into a different, higher, more elevated dimension of leadership. Now, the first thing we got to talk about leadership is that when people think of a leader, sometimes, maybe more often than not, they connect it to some sort of negative position. The boss, the leader. Don't talk like that in front of him, or don't let him see you doing this, or this entire dynamic is wrong. I want to tell you that being a leader simply means connecting with the highest potential available in that environment at that moment inside of that ecosystem. Being a leader is not repressing anybody, attacking anybody, feeling superior than anybody. A leader operates from a greater potential of, you can call that love. This is not the romantic love that you think. Love means that you're always grounded in a deeper state of presence and that you embrace everything that is going on. You can sustain an environment on a different level. It's almost like you're opening a channel and you're trusting something greater than you. Therefore, people trust you because you emanate trust. People can trust you because you're connected to trust itself. You see how important it is for a leader to have, to understand, and to operate from deeper levels of awareness, deeper spiritual levels that allow for deeper emotional intelligence, decision making, communication, and thinking patterns that are creative. Do you know how important it is for a leader to actually be grounded in something greater and actually being open to something greater? Now, that's just an introduction. When you connect to the very creation of existence, number one, you become a very powerful attractor field. You become magnetic. People can trust you. Therefore, people are attracted to you. They're attracted to that energy because that energy is absolutely secure and safe. In fact, it is safety and security itself manifested. When there's no ounce of doubt inside of a leader's mind, it's a no-brainer that you can follow that energy because that energy is extremely constructive, solution-oriented, sustainable, and it works. Things are going to happen. You're going to make things happen. So you see how there's a different dimension to what people call leadership in business or in personal life. And on a different note, leadership is simply the capacity to connect to the greatest potential available. If you connect to the greatest potential available, you become a leader because you're being guided by something greater that not everybody has a connection to, that not everybody can sense. Therefore, this leader operates from highly coherent states, highly coherent action. A leader that connects to that energy doesn't fall into chaos, doesn't fall into conflict, doesn't fall into self-sabotage, doesn't fall into team conflict. That leader can sense when something is off. When you operate from coherence, you can sense chaos from miles away. Now every leader should have that because you want to keep things organized. Leaders don't understand that their team creates an energetic sum of the total energy of the group. That total energy, depending on the negative energy of somebody, that's gonna affect the entire group. That's gonna affect the entire performance of everybody. Now clients suddenly stop coming. The clients don't even know why they stopped coming. It's just subconscious. It's energetic. You don't have to think that with your brain. You know when you don't enter in a restaurant because it's too empty or because you just look at the face of the waiter or whatever? That's it. That's a great part of why businesses don't thrive, because the owners of the business, they don't pay attention to none of this. They don't pay attention to the energy that you sense when the person walks into your shop, walks into your business. Nobody thinks about that, but there's a deep difference. There's a rich difference between a business that is flourishing energetically, that everybody's excited. If somebody serves you well, you'll remember that forever. That's not a secret. And nowadays is a challenge for you to actually be served by somebody that wants to be served. You need to change the environment of your entire business. People don't understand how energy works. The happier you are, the more you generate energy. The more frustrated you are carrying resentment towards your boss, towards your employees, whatever, the more you lose energy, the more energy is being leaked. That's how it works. And that changes everything. That changes the mind of the person that walks right into your business. Whether you know that or not, whether you believe that or not, everything is connected. Everything is entangled. Everything is connected. Okay? Right now, there's so much information going on that you're processing, but you don't even realize. There's terabytes of information being processed right now that you're not even thinking about. But they guide some part of your decision making. A leader that is connected to greater potentials unlocks superior communication, because you say things as they are, because you understand what your employees are feeling. You understand what they're looking for. You understand how to ignite their vision. You'll understand how to prioritize them, how to give them the respect they need, how to give them everything. A leader should be loved, should be, if there's a leader, I wanna have, I wanna feel like I want to follow that person. I don't want to hate that person. That changes the dynamic completely. That collapses whatever you try to build, my friend. If you're trying to get people on board, that is going to collapse. Everybody has to be energetically aligned. Sometimes when you're recruiting somebody, when you're hiring a collaborator, it's more of like, what is your purpose? What do you feel like? What is your connection? People you don't see that in businesses nowadays. The dynamic of businesses nowadays is completely upside down. It's completely upside down. A lot of people don't like where they're at. They don't like the environment. I've been through that myself. We've all been through that. An environment that carries a low vibration of mediocrity and whatever you want to call it, limitation, right? Laziness. That does not work. That is not sustainable. Your decision making improves as a leader, because whoever operates from coherence and is able to connect brain and body and make your brain work coherently and remove yourself from a fight or flight state, you become more coherent. If your brain is more coherent, you become more coherent. Your decision making is more coherent. You can see infinite possibilities. There's a parallel thinking that takes place instead of just a linear thinking. You can see many things at the same time. You can understand what's going on better. You make decisions from a higher position in the tower than from a lower position. Think of it as an energetic tower, a tower of energy. The higher you are in the tower, the farther you can see, the more vision you have for your life and for your business and for your employees and for yourself. Okay? So you can see higher. Vision is it's more extended. It's more expensive. You can see further. You have more access to resources because you can see, oh, I can use that, I can use this, I can use that, I can use this. Oh, that's going on. I can solve that. You see everything from a higher perspective. Whereas, and you see how I said energy tower, you are the first example of this energy tower. Okay? And the funny thing is that once you start connecting to these things, that's an easier work than operating in the old state. That's easier because you're going to realize the incalculable amounts of energy and time and effort that you were just wasting, not knowing what to do, just simply not knowing, just doing whatever you could do with it, right? Whatever you knew how to do at the time. There's so much about leadership. Leadership is basically connecting to the greatest potential ever. And a whole lot of doors and compartments unlock after you start operating from that. Now you take all the compartments, you open them, you see what's available to you, and you take your entire life, your entire business to a different level completely. You see how everything, you see how there's so much potential hidden in extra layers that 90% of people don't tap into. There's a lot that you don't see. Become this leader that goes beyond what you can see, that goes beyond appearances. Those are the people that are great. They know how to do it because it's not even like you're doing it. There's no friction anymore. You're not forcing anything. You're connected to something different, and therefore different, more evolved, more elevated information is available to you. And of course, many people can't tap into it because they're not operating like that, and because they don't even know these possibilities exist in the first place. Realize there's different levels of leadership. Okay, you can take exactly all the key skills that a leader has and absolutely take them to the next level. Okay, decision making, communication, teamwork, performance, energy management, everything. Everything. It all starts with you. Realize that.